What if the harder you push, the further everything gets? What if your struggle isn't proof of strength, but proof that you're moving in the wrong direction entirely? You were taught that effort equals results, that if something isn't working, you try harder. You force the relationship. You chase the goal. You fight the circumstances. You resist the outcome. And the more you fight, the more exhausted you become. Not because you're weak, because you're fighting life itself. Over 2,500 years ago, a Chinese philosopher named Lao Tzu discovered something most people will spend their entire lives missing. True strength is not in the fight, it is in the flow. Today, I will share 7 ways Lao Tzu teaches us to stop fighting life and finally move with it. And pay close attention to number 3. It will completely reshape how you see every obstacle, every delay, and every closed door in your life. Stay until the end, because way number 7 carries a truth so simple, it might quietly change everything. Lao Tzu was a Chinese philosopher who lived over 2,500 years ago. His only book, the Tao Te Ching, contains just 81 short verses. But those verses carry a truth so radical and so simple that the world has never stopped reading them. The central teaching is this: stop forcing, stop controlling, stop resisting, and begin to flow. 1. Stop forcing outcomes. Most people believe that if they want something badly enough, they have to fight for it constantly. Push harder, stay longer, hold tighter. But Lao Tzu teaches that force creates friction, and friction wears everything down, including you. Imagine you're waiting for a job offer, a relationship, or an answer that hasn't come yet. And instead of waiting, you obsessively check, follow up, push, and overthink. You know that feeling. The tighter your grip, the more anxious you become. The more you force, the more it resists. Lao Tzu wrote, "Act without expectation, not without effort, without attachment to the outcome." There is a difference. One is surrendering your power. The other is trusting your path. When you stop forcing the river to flow faster, you finally learn how to move with it. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. 2. Accept what you cannot control. We spend enormous amounts of energy trying to change people, situations, and outcomes that were never ours to control. We argue with reality. We resist what is. And that resistance becomes the source of our suffering, not the situation itself. Imagine someone in your life who keeps disappointing you. You've talked, you've explained, you've hoped, and still, nothing changes. Now imagine the moment you stop trying to change them and simply accept what is. Not in defeat, in peace. Lao Tzu said, "Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them." When you accept what you cannot change, you free the energy you've been wasting on resistance and redirect it toward what actually matters. Acceptance is not giving up on life. It is giving up the fight with it. And that is where real peace begins. Before we continue, if this is already shifting something in you, subscribe to Mind Mansion and turn on notifications. Every day, we share wisdom like this to help you build a quieter, stronger, and more intentional life. Now, way 3. This is the one that changes everything. 3. Trust the timing of your life. We compare our chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20. We panic when things don't happen on our timeline. We call delay failure. We call patience weakness. And in doing so, we miss the very seasons that were preparing us for what we asked for. Imagine a seed underground. It is not visible. It is not growing in any way you can see. But beneath the surface, everything is happening. Now imagine someone digging it up every single day, just to check if it's growing yet. That is exactly what we do to our own lives. Lao Tzu wrote, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." Everything. Not most things. Not just the easy things. Everything. This is not a passive idea. It is one of the most radical acts of trust you will ever practice. Your timeline is not broken. It is just different. And different is not behind. It is exactly where it needs to be. 4. Embrace emptiness and stillness. We have been taught that productivity is a virtue, that stillness is laziness, that an empty schedule means an empty life. So we fill every moment with noise, tasks, and distractions, and then wonder why we feel so hollow inside. Imagine a cup that is already full. You cannot pour anything new into it. Now imagine your mind, constantly filled with worry, opinions, plans, and noise. Lao Tzu asks, what could flow into you if you simply created some space? He wrote, "To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders." Not the busy mind, not the anxious mind, the still one. Stillness is not the absence of action. It is where the clearest action is born. The answers you have been chasing were always there. You just couldn't hear them over the noise you were making. 5. Let go of who you think you should be. We carry invisible scripts. Who we should be by 30. What success is supposed to look like. How we are supposed to feel. And when our real life doesn't match that script, we feel like failures. Not because we are failing, but because we are measuring ourselves against a life that was never ours. Imagine putting down a heavy bag you didn't even know you were carrying. That bag is every expectation, every comparison, every version of yourself that someone else designed. Now imagine walking without it. How much lighter does that feel? Lao Tzu said, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." The identity you are clinging to may be the very thing blocking the person you are meant to become. You don't need to become someone else. You need to stop performing the person you were told to be. That is when your real self finally has room to breathe. 6. Respond. Don't react. When life provokes us, a harsh word, an unexpected loss, a broken plan, we react immediately, without thought. And in that instant, we hand over our power to the very thing that upset us. We become controlled by what we cannot control. Imagine water. When a rock is thrown into it, water doesn't fight back. It doesn't hold on to the disruption. It moves around it, absorbs the impact, and returns to stillness. That is the Taoist response to life. Not aggression, not avoidance. Flow. Lao Tzu taught, respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment. A response comes from a place of awareness. A reaction comes from a place of fear. The difference between the two is everything. You cannot always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose what it turns you into. That choice is your greatest power. 7. Return to simplicity. We believe that more is better. More goals, more plans, more noise, more speed. We complicate our lives, searching for meaning and complexity. But Lao Tzu saw it differently. The more we add, the further we move from what truly matters. Imagine stripping away everything that isn't essential, the obligations that drain you, the goals that aren't yours, the noise that fills your silence. What is left? What remains when you remove everything you added out of fear or expectation? That is your life. That is what is real. Lao Tzu wrote, simplicity, patience, compassion. These 3 are your greatest treasures. Not ambition, not achievement, not speed. 3 quiet words that carry a lifetime of wisdom. A simpler life is not a smaller life. It is a clearer one. And clarity, once found, is the most powerful thing you will ever carry. These are not just 7 ideas. They are 7 invitations from one of the wisest minds who ever lived. Invitations to finally stop fighting yourself and trust the life that is already unfolding. Let's walk through them one last time. Way 1. Stop forcing outcomes. Way 2. Accept what you cannot control. Way 3. Trust the timing of your life. Way 4. Embrace emptiness and stillness. Way 5. Let go of who you think you should be. Way 6. Respond, don't react. Way 7. Return to simplicity. When you stop fighting the current and begin to move with it, something quietly shifts. You become calmer. Decisions feel clearer. Relationships breathe easier. And for the first time, life stops feeling like a battle and starts feeling like a path that was always meant for you. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are just learning to flow. Here at Mind Mansion, this is what we practice every single day, building a quieter mind, a stronger spirit, and a more intentional life. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson. And tell me in the comments, which of these 7 ways do you need the most right now? I read every single one, and before you leave, choose one of the videos appearing right here. Just like this one, it might quietly change the way you live.